those who don't know me, my name's Daniela, and I'm part of the team here at Oxford College of Marketing. So I support students with things like qualifications and courses that we have. We have, the CIM qualification, which is the most popular. And we run this thing called Martech. I'm sure that you guys have joined this before, but just in case, Robin will also always kind of host these webinars that happen every 2 weeks or so. And today, the webinar will be recorded as usual, and we will be focusing on making the most of your marketing. So essentially it is, sorry, bear with me, make your marketing work smarter, boost ROI. Excuse me, it is January for me, isn't it?
That's just the start. My Zoom wouldn't load this morning.
I'm struggling to pronounce ROI and AI that you can actually use. And just in case anyone didn't know who Robin was, Robin is a self-proclaimed nerd who was put on this earth to help organizations and individuals understand their marketing data, demystify Martech, and make complicated things more accessible. And yes, so she hosts the Martech Club. You can also join, is it a Substack?
It's a Slack channel.
Not Slack channel as well, in case you want more information there. But otherwise, I'll let her start with the presentation. She can kick off the new year. Why not?
Oh, I'm very excited. It's an absolute pleasure to do it on the first day that everyone comes back. So I'm very privileged, as always, that you chose to join us today. So today is all about actually starting the new year kind of in a way that is the most beneficial for you, your business, you as a marketer, how you try and sell and kind of project your new products and services and campaigns that are all going to be starting to be scheduled for 2025. Not that I can believe that we're already in 2025. So we're actually going to look at how you can boost ROI while understanding the marketing trends of 2025 and look at the Martech trends that are out there that you need to take notice of that are supporting those marketing changes that we are going to see throughout 2025. So we're kind of going to look at why Martech and AI matter more than ever in 2025. We're going to look at understanding the Martech landscape. We're going to look at AI and marketing, of course. No trends would be complete without that buzzword at the moment for this year. We're going to look at automating for efficiency, so doing more with less, which is the golden rule that I want you to take into 2025 when it comes to marketing technology and your marketing processes. And then also understanding why tracking ROI is the most important. So who am I? I am Robin, and I am a self-proclaimed nerd. I own a digital agency that spans both the UK and Sweden. I actually was supposed to go back to Sweden this morning, but due to the snow, today I'm back in my UK office. And there are two things that I always see within any business, within any marketing process that causes the most issue. And that is the misunderstanding of marketing data, how it can be used and how it can be captured, and how you then use those insights to improve your marketing and your ROI. And also a misunderstanding of the emerging technologies that can actually truly support you to get more out of your marketing. And that is one of the reasons that we created the Martech Club, right? It was so we can talk and discuss these wonderful kind of new things that are coming and new tools and processes and ideas that are available for us to be able to move forward as marketers in kind of the new year in 2025. So I'm going to start back at the foundation, just in case we've had too many chocolates over Christmas, which I know I have. And what is actually the definition of Martech? So marketing technology often has this term, Martech, and it encompasses all of that range of software and tools that are designed to help you as a business, as a marketer, achieve your marketing objectives more efficiently, more effectively. It includes everything from your email marketing platform, your CRM, your CMS. And when they are combined and used strategically by your marketing team, they form what is known as your marketing technology stack. And they're essential because they allow us as marketers to do more with less, because we have so much that we now have to do, by automating your tasks, providing deeper insights, and enhancing your overall understanding of how well your marketing is actually doing. No more assumptions. And these tools support many areas and many aspects of marketing overall. And a little bit of history about Martech, because it kind of started slow, and then there were more and more platforms, and then there were more and more platforms, and now there's probably 50 to 100 software solutions for each specific part of marketing when it comes to the tools and the processes that you can actually access. But it started to take shape, obviously, at the advent of the internet. But early Martech tools were primarily focused on things like email marketing and basic web analytics. As that digital landscape kind of evolved, so did the sophistication of marketing tech, of your Martech stack. And then the early 2000s saw the emergence of those more advanced tools like CRM systems and content management platforms. But with the explosion of social media, mobile technology, campaign automation, digital analytics, this was the time where if you didn't do this, you weren't able to kind of stay relevant, purposeful, and connected to your digital audiences. And during this time, Martech had its like explosive moment. It expanded rapidly, with thousands of new tools and platforms being introduced to the market. And it also saw the rise of marketing automation, because if you could get these tools to do things for you in the way that you wanted them to, without you being present, why would you not? Which allowed businesses to scale massively their outbound, inbound, their touchpoint marketing, their data collection. Yeah. So we are now again at a new turning point with Martech, because the impact of AI, automation, the technology that we have access to now, we can again enhance how we use marketing technology to get more out of our marketing and be more successful overall. Now, I don't know about you, but that is wonderful to me. Imagine being able to enter new markets much more quickly, to enhance campaign kind of output without you actually being there. So it's all this kind of stuff that used to be our wishes and our wants as marketers, we now have access to. When it comes to kind of looking at marketing overall, we can try to categorize the kind of tools and technology into four main areas. And by understanding the four main areas, we can understand what tool we need to improve an area within our marketing. So if we start with kind of management here, and within this extensive and expansive Martech category, various tools cover critical aspects such as content management, vendor coordination, product management, budgeting, HR, hiring, those kind of things. And effective management systems underpin the foundation of a marketing strategy, as we know, facilitating swift access to marketing materials, offering informed recommendations, and upholding reporting precision. Yeah. So then we have optimization here. And this is obviously where we look at things like organizing and evaluating our social media strategies. It involves elements like influencer management, user-generated content, and customer relationship management. Utilizing systems that streamline social tactics like this empowers you to engage online communities more effectively, to stay connected without having to be in all of your platforms, without having to respond to everybody all the time. It's okay when you're a tiny business, when you've got thousands of followers, thousands of purchasers, a huge community, how is anybody able to stay connected to all of those people at once? We then have things like reach. And this marketing subset focuses on enhancing brand campaign outreach, basically through retargeting kind of efforts. And those solutions are geared towards cultivating and expanding both B2B and business to consumer relationships, as well as forging new connections. And then we have one of my favorite categories, because I'm a data goblin, a data nerd. I like to understand what is totally going on, and that is insight generation. Because in the realm of data-driven marketing, which we are definitely in now, Martech tools enable us as marketers to gain a deep understanding of campaign performance. So this category excels at making sense, simplifying those complex data sets. And of course, the selection of Martech tools that you utilize, you have, that you may not even recognize as Martech tools, depends greatly on your specific business type, product offering, unique requirements for things, and your desired outcomes. And there is not one tool to rule all. You will end up with a stack, because if a tool touts that it's a one-stop shop, it's probably not very good at anything really. So have a look at kind of what you currently have while you're evaluating how to get more out of your marketing for this year. So those are the categories that you can kind of do that kind of audit on. You can be like, okay, so what do we have in management? What do we have in reach? Where are we lacking? What is it that we need more of within that kind of process? So why is it important? Why is Martech important? And I felt like bringing this slide back. This is from one of our kind of initial Martech Club sessions. And marketing technology is the linchpin to marketing success. Yeah, and it's the things that I have written here are just the beginning of what these tools can do for you. And in the recent years, I'm not going to dare to say the C word, the unforeseen kind of global events swiftly disrupted business operations. We all of a sudden had to understand how to be more connected online than ever. And that hasn't changed. Even though we may have gone back into the office, our consumer, our client expectations, our communities that are now built online expect more and more from us as businesses. And the marketers that sit behind that brand, that business, their own kind of agency, need to give more and more online all the time. And as we go into the trends in like a few slides' time, you will see that without marketing technology, staying relevant with the trends that are predicted for 2025, it's not really very possible. And Martech serves as this multifaceted solution, enabling companies not only to streamline tasks, analyze data, and make informed decisions, but also proactively ensure business continuity amongst changes. Yeah, it's your foundations now of your marketing processes. And I don't know if anybody has seen that more and more within the past few years, but it's definitely something that is not going to go away. Same as AI. That is the buzz term. It's not really a buzzword anymore. It's just a word that we use, right? It's I knew I needed to sing. Imagine today's kind of marketing world as a rowdy crowd of overlapping voices. Yeah. And without the right tools, you'd be shouting into the void. And that is where Martech and AI can cut through the clamour that is an online space. So imagine this kind of image as one platform. Let's think of LinkedIn, and you're trying to be kind of seen and heard within all of these voices. Yeah, seems pretty impossible. But Martech and AI can cut through that clamour by allowing you to kind of find the right audience, personalize your messaging at scale, and turn data kind of just data without any purpose into crystal clear insights to move forward with. Realistically, Martech, and now AI-powered Martech, is how we as marketers stay agile, relevant, and one step ahead. Yeah. Because we want to be focusing on real connections and real results, or else it's just a small lost voice in the endless sea of other people who are also trying to get their message across, also trying to power their communities to purchase, buy, talk about, review, right? So Martech to me is the way that you can all of a sudden be seen, be memorable, and be heard, because you can craft and understand from the data that you can collect messages that land with the right audiences in a way that they want to be spoken to. You can make people feel seen and heard without having to actually be there, because all of a sudden you understand the preferences and why they tried to find you in the first place. That is the power of Martech. And that is how this year you will get more and more out of your marketing, which of course leads to those wonderful business words like bigger ROI, that kind of thing, because you will have the power from these kind of tools moving forward. So these are the official, I'll say official, these are the ones that have been released this year, and these are our marketing trends of 2025. Now, I know we talk about Martech and things like that all the time, but if we don't understand the marketing trends of 2025, we will not be able to understand the marketing technology that we need to achieve that, or stay relevant, or stay ahead with that kind of change. Yeah. And the first one, which I am a huge believer that this will not go away, is hyper-personalization through AI. So marketers at the moment are going all in on AI to analyze vast data sets and deliver highly tailored messages, because sending the same information to your whole email list does not work anymore. We know that, right? We know when an email truly isn't kind of for me. But imagine moving forward, which I'm sure you're already experiencing, if, for example, you purchased from L'Occitane or Molton Brown a certain product, you were then showed the like an email chain where you were taught how to use that product properly, what it connects with, and you don't necessarily get put into a segment, but due to the way that you came, the tags that you were given a personalized journey. It is enhancing kind of retention, purchase rate, but high value per customer kind of numbers over and over again as businesses take on this new way of connecting with people. I want, as a consumer, to be understood by brands. I don't want it to be hard or a farce for me to try and discover how that brand can work with me or support me, because there's tens, hundreds, maybe even thousands of other options out there, depending on the opportunity that you're looking for. So that's the first one. We then have one that's been kind of up and down. It's kind of come in, it's gone away, it's become more important, it's backed off. But that's conversational marketing and voice search. So with voice assistants and messaging apps becoming primary touch points now, conversational marketing is reaching new heights. Brands need to tap into, and marketers need to start utilizing powered chatbots and natural language processing to serve up real-time personalized responses, driving engagement, increasing conversions. Yeah. And then this is not a word that I enjoy at all, but it's the physical digital experience, the side digital experience. And this is where our physical and our digital spaces are starting to blend more and more. So in 2025, expect more immersive brand interactions. So things like AR shopping experiences that link to a personalized email follow-up, for example, or virtual brand events that replicate live gatherings. And this side digital approach will help us as marketers to engage consumers wherever they are. We have become very understanding of that we don't need to be in the place where it happens, because there's so many digital spaces we can now connect with. Universities have started doing virtual walkthroughs and things like that. And it's increasing the ability to connect without being physically there. And then this is not going away either in 2025. So short form video and live streams, short videos still queen, and live streaming continue to dominate. And dynamic bite-sized content on platforms like YouTube Shorts, TikTok, and Instagram Reels will remain key for storytelling, while live streams make consumers feel part of a spontaneous real-time experience. Webinars will still be incredibly relevant, because now you can even take a webinar, you can segment it by somebody watching 75%, 60%, whatever number is most relevant to you. Within that, you can tag the individual from where they came from, what content they preferred, how they joined. And then from that, you can send different personalized information. Oh, sorry, you didn't manage to get through the whole webinar. Here's the replay if you want to watch it. You went all the way through. We couldn't get you off the webinar. Are there any more questions that you have? Because all of a sudden, what you're doing is you are allowing that person to be recognized. Yeah. These are incredibly technology kind of based trends, yeah, that marketing is moving into. But what is at the core of all of these? Connection. People want to connect more. They don't want to be sold to. They don't want to be put in a pigeonhole. I don't want to go to Pandora and just because I bought one silver charm for my friend, that's all I ever get told about. I want an experience that is for me. Yeah. And then, of course, ethical marketing and data privacy. This will become bigger and bigger and bigger as the use of AI becomes more and more integrated in the way consumers connect with you and your kind of content. And there's misunderstandings out there. There's a lot of rogue information about AI, for example, and customers are more conscious about how campaigns use their data. And they reward brands that handle privacy responsibly. Yeah, they demonstrate that transparency. So those are the marketing trends that are predicted for 2025. And I don't think there's anything surprising in there. If we look at the kind of things that have been happening at the end of like last year. What isn't surprising also is that the Martech trends are non-surprisingly linked. Because it'd be very obtuse to have a marketing technology that is like destined to be big in 2025 if there wasn't a marketing trend that was driving that change. So if we look through the kind of trends that are going on, the marketing trends that you need to stay up to date with as marketers, as businesses in 2025, I can now offer you a Martech solution that will help you to do that. Yeah. So hyper-personalization, the easiest way to do that is check if you have something like a CDP, your customer data platform, and what customer data you can actually take from there. So CDPs centralize customer information, allowing you to kind of use things like AI to provide a simplified kind of unified view of all of that information. So this is the place where you can kind of collect and understand all of the information that you've collected within your Martech kind of world. And it supports us as marketers by using advanced analytics and predictive models, because then we can deliver those hyper-personalized campaigns, those hyper-personalized messages, because we understand our people, because our CDP collects that information for us. We can also use it to do things like optimize real-time messaging in conversational channels and accurately measure performance across things like your side digital, however you want to say it, experiences. Yeah, so this is the first way that you can kind of really move forward with being a part of that momentum of this trend of 2025. And that is looking at your kind of CDP for hyper personalization, because that is the place that you collect all of the information to. Yeah. So there shouldn't be any data silos. It's the most up to date. It's the most unified view of your customers at one time. Yeah. So then we have our conversational kind of marketing and voice search. And the way, the Martech that we support that with is conversational AI and chatbots. And these are intelligent bots, voice-based interfaces that can interpret natural language and deliver instant relevant instructions. Almost like, if we simplify it very, very much, if we look at ChatGPT, having that installed on your website. So instead of getting predefined responses and a frustrating journey, the individual gets personalized responses and a direct kind of conversation. And it supports marketing because these tools elevate the conversation. And it enhances that customer service because it gathers real-time insights to refine personalized campaigns. And what you'll find is there's a lot of plugins now for your websites, for example, that you can kind of work to do this with. They're already pre-built. So all it needs is access to your information to be able to give the right relevant information and responses. So it's pretty worthwhile when you start thinking about it, right? The changes that we can make just by implementing these kind of small things. So this one is probably a little bit of a bigger thought that you would have to do. So if we look at the side digital kind of experiences, and what we're looking at here is augmented and virtual reality toolkit. And this is software and platforms enabling that immersive marketing kind of impact where physical and digital realities kind of blend within the kind of processes. And it supports marketing because it fosters deeper engagement by making product demos or virtual events more interactively. And you can all of a sudden access so many more people and bring them into your world without having to hire a huge event hall, for example. And it's a cheaper way to see if things work, to get responses back from people. So it's a great way to do that. You can also work with like Snapchat to create a really fun filter. Sephora did that with lipstick color, for example. IKEA have also done it by, you can imagine your wardrobe in your bedroom and it shows the sizes and things like that. So there are great ways to bring your product, your service, your business to life inside somebody else's reality. And it doesn't have to be expensive. It can be very small, and it doesn't have to be a huge thing, just something that can be talked about, has an impact, or drives a response, because that's what we want to do in marketing, right? We want people to share it, talk about it. Yeah. What else? Where are we now? So let's look at short form video and live streams. And what we want to look at here is something that is a beautiful outcome of the development of marketing technology. And that is no code or low code marketing automation. And these are platforms that let marketers create and deploy without heavy coding. And you can deploy automated workflows, you can create automatic landing pages and that kind of thing. And it simplifies campaign creation for short form videos or live streams, speeds up testing, and helps teams remain quick at responding to the kind of responses from a webinar, from a video kind of campaign, from an email campaign. And these are basically drag and drop, and all of the coding is held within the bag. So if you want your webinar, for example, to only send out an offer to those who watch 50% or more, you just drag that in and it does it for you. The automation follows it through. And it drives power in creating your content. So like, for example, I have to be here for this webinar. I have to spend the time. But then the follow-up of any kind of process like that could be automated to get the highest return on investment. And we want consistency and simplification, because realistically, brands are having to do more to be more present in many more places. So if you can create one piece of content that works hard for you by using kind of drag and drop processes into workflows, why would you not do that moving forward? And because there is this craving, this marketing trend that we've started to see and is projected into 2025, why would you not kind of grab onto that short form video, live streams, webinars, live events are going to be key still? They're still very popular. Why would you not make more of those? Yeah, rather than having to work really hard at the end of the webinar, for example. So then we're coming to probably the heaviest trend. So the last trend that we spoke about was ethical marketing and data privacy. So what Martech actually supports that? And it's these wonderful things called privacy and compliance management platforms. And these are tools that help businesses navigate complex data protection, such as GDPR, CCPA, and manage user consent and preference control. And what we're trying to do is build consumer trust through transparent and ethical data use, and ensure organizations can continue to personalize content, kind of without being too overbearing or any kind of intensity regarding data collection and data use. And these kind of underpin your data strategy that you should be looking at moving forward. Your privacy and compliance management platform may already be integrated into your security in the back of your website, for example, or processes for cookie consent, for example, and data collection. So have a look at what you already have that kind of could fall into this. And if not, have a look at how you can slap one of these into your marketing processes in 2025. So why is automation key to marketing success in 2025? And I think you can already guess the kind of good reasons why that this is incredibly important moving forward. But we've had a few turbulent years when we think about marketing, and there are also impacts at the moment, things like cost of living, inflation, people purchasing has changed, the way people want to be connected has changed, the expectations that they have of us as brands and businesses and marketers has changed. So when we look at automation, it is key because it allows us to scale efficiently. So as audiences grow and channels multiply, manual processes become absolute bottlenecks. If you are downloading data after an event, trying to work out who to email, sending out the same email to everybody, it's just not going to cut it in 2025, yeah? Or moving forward past that. And what you want instead is something that works with you to get bigger, to get more impact. And automation allows you to manage large-scale campaigns across email, social media, and beyond, of course, while making that consistent brand messaging. Yeah, you don't want things to go out that actually don't reflect who you are, what you do, and why you do it overall. Hyper-personalization, we've already spoke about. It is incredibly important. The more you can segment, the better your messaging will be in 2025. We have an amazing things now like real-time adaptation. So we can need to shift quickly. And automation lets marketers respond to new data and trends almost instantly, whether it's tweaking a campaign or dynamically adjusting budgets in response to sudden changes. We also now are expected to provide, as marketers, a seamless customer journey. So from the first touch point to kind of any ongoing retention effort, automated sequences help create a cohesive and personalized experience, Because no matter what happens, that email is going to go out within that campaign. Yeah. Even if it's snowing and you can't get to the office, that email is still going to go out. There's no break in that kind of communication. And then, of course, data-driven insights. Automation platforms don't just streamline tasks, they also collect more data and analyze more data for you. And that continuous insight allows you as a marketer to overlay your creativity, your experience, your expertise to know where to go next within a business. So I think it's pretty important, and it's going to become more and more important as we kind of do more and more things. So I know it can be overwhelming when deciding what kind of tool to actually use as an option, because this was 2024's marketing tech landscape. Yeah. So these are all the kind of different sections which go into the different kind of groupings. And the 2025 one will look much worse than this. Yeah. So when we look at kind of deciding what tools that we want to utilize, there's some things that we can kind of move forward and do. So what we want to do is we want to consider its impact overall. So what this means is the first thing I want you to think about is the integration. So we're trying to stay up to date with these marketing trends, these needs that we need to do, these things that we need to fulfill as marketers. And we need to have the right marketing tech to do that, right? Because they are quite technologically heavy expectations moving forward within marketing. And when I can't say to you, this one tool will do this for you, like a 1970s kind of dishwasher ad, because the needs of the tool depend on the needs of your business and what you want to get out of it. So when you're considering your CDP, your certain kind of insights kind of tech or anything like that, the first thing we look at the impact, so the integration. Ensure that that tool easily connects with your existing systems, your CRM, your analytics, all of that jazz. So data actually gets to where it needs to be with minimal headaches, because we don't want frustration to be the theme of kind of moving forward. Then we look at the measurement. So look for robust reporting and analytics features. If you can't measure results, you can't refine your approach. And also your automations cannot make decisions for you if they don't have access to the correct data to make those decisions. Then let's look at performance. So it must perform well under pressure. Yeah, your piece of technology must be able to rally when necessary. So this is large audiences, peak traffic, complex campaigns with multiple workflows, multiple data triggers, without slowing your team or your site down. Yeah. So we're kind of moving through the impact here. So then we look at the adaptability. So marketing evolves quickly. So pick a solution that can keep pace with changing customer behaviors and emerging channels. Yeah. So make sure it can stay up to date with what you need it to do. And of course, because of the trend, like the ethical and the data kind of privacy trend that's moving more and more into the forefront, that we need to kind of pay attention to, we need to look at compliance of the piece of tech. Because data privacy matters more than ever, make sure the platform aligns with relevant regulations, so GDPR, CCPA, and helps you to maintain trust. Yeah, just have a look at, make sure it works. And then we have team fit. So tools don't work in isolation. People do. So look for an intuitive interface and strong support resources. So you, if your client needs to interact with it, your other kind of departments within an organization, so your team can understand and adopt and love that new piece of technology. A lot of the reason tech integration doesn't work is because people don't understand why it's there and what it's capable of. So make sure you are really testing the kind of impact of that kind of process. So in a landscape today that is overloaded with options, the real winners are Martech and AI tools that seamlessly integrate into your workflow. They need to automate that busy work and deliver actionable insights. By choosing solutions that actually truly do scale, that do adapt to changing trends and empower your team rather than bogging them down and yourself down and your site, you'll unlock deeper personalization, faster decision making, and higher returns. And that is how you boost ROI with tech and AI. Yeah. And the stuff you can actually use comes back to making sure that you have the tech, the tools, the technology. That wonderful. Out of this map that support the marketing trends that are coming in, the expectations of your community, your clients, and those that you want to work with, and anything else moving forward, and the goals of your organization. And what you need to do to make sure you can actually use it is truly measure the impact of that tool overall. So that is actually the end of today's session. I don't know if anybody's put any questions in the chat. I think it might just be Daniela. Yeah. If anyone has any questions, I'd love to answer them.
Yeah, you're more than welcome to pop them in the chat, or you can use the Q&A function in the webinar. Otherwise, I'm more than happy to talk a little bit more about our organisation and what we do here. Thank you, Robin, for the seminar. It's very interesting to kind of see what's being projected for 2025. So
I don't think any of it is a surprise. I think it's stuff that's been leaked into our kind of forcing us to change at the back end of last year.
Yes, definitely.
And it's never a surprise that the Martech trends will follow, right? Because you need the tech and the processes to achieve. So it's good to kind of understand how they work together to keep you relevant, purposeful, and able to achieve that kind of new thing or new expectation. So I find it really interesting.
So just sorry, before I conclude our webinar, what are you kind of looking forward towards as a marketer?
I don't like the word. Sci digital is not, it sounds like something out of like a Star Trek film to me. But I think it's going to be really interesting how the kind of immersive experiences are now not just for the big players. So you can create really unique and wonderful experiences, even as a one-man band now, because of the tech that is available to you. This thing about allowing people access to seeing things in their home that you sell, or the different shades of foundation that are available, or the interior options of your potential new car. Like it's devastatingly expansive, the opportunities that we will have. And of course, AI is just going to continue to make our world easier, better, more automated. And we need to be able to understand how to make the most of that, right? And not be fearful of that.
Yes, definitely. I'm surprised by how much I use ChatGPT already, and it's very, very new to me.
A really good one is goblin.tools for creating to-do lists. Goblin.tools, yeah. It's really, really good. And it also has things like a time estimator. It's really, really like useful. And yeah, you will love it. Let me know how. I'll ask again in the next time.
Okay, I'll definitely look into that. That sounds really, really good. Okay, so in terms of what we at the Oxford College of Marketing can provide our students, our learners, we are a organisation that has qualifications which are sometimes run face-to-face or online. So we have a virtual offering as well as a distance offering. That means that you can completely self-study. We understand that students and working professionals who are studying qualification part-time have other bits and bobs going on in their life, and they're looking to upskill and gain a little bit more knowledge and further qualifications in, you know, all of these new types of technologies that are coming out and how fast marketing is changing and constantly updating. So we kind of help you stay on board with that. What we offer currently, which is relevant, especially to this conversation, is the CIM accredited awards in AI marketing. So you can do that as a one standalone module, which would be the accredited award, or you can always hop on and do a full diploma off of the back of that as well. So in terms of anything and everything that we offer, you can always have a look on our website. I've popped the link in the chat as well. If you'd like to have a conversation with myself or a member of our team, you can always book a one-to-one consultation via the link I've also popped in our chat. And if you're just curious and would like to drop in and see and find out a little bit more about our college and what we offer in terms of the CIM qualifications, you can hop along to our virtual open evening, which will be running on the 9th at 5 o'clock. And there is also a link there for you to sign on to that. And it would be great to see you guys. I think that this is a good way to start the new year, finding out what to look forward to, essentially. And it'd be curious to kind of, as we go forward, to kind of find out, you know, if these projections
yeah, so at the end of
Q1,
kind of moving into Q2, we'll do a trend check-in where we'll kind of review where we're actually going compared to where we thought we were going. So that'll be fun.
That's quite interesting. Yeah, that'll be very, very interesting to see how things play out.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I don't see any questions in the chats. I think it's been a nice introductory webinar for the year.
And I totally get that because it's the first Monday back.
Definitely. But yeah, it's been lovely seeing you, Robin. Shall we wrap up for today?
Yeah, absolutely. And then you are more than welcome to join the Martech Club, where I'll post all the information from my slides and you can ask any questions from the members there.
Okay, that's great. Thank you so much.
No problem. Have a wonderful day.
Bye. See you at the next one.